Uh-oh. Look what y'all done now. Y'all done put that boy Sarah. Uh-oh. They done put Sarah back on YouTube. Y'all already know it's about time for that work. About to get that work. Hitting on these hard subjects today. Other people won't hit on in the right way to really wake motherfuckers up out their sleep. Got to get on these falsified Negro. Got to get on these falsified Negro. You know what I'm saying? Look to the deeper reality. I hope people ain't mad at me because I got on old Michael Jackson. I tried to do my best. Tried to do my best. Got to speak to reality though. We're going to speak to reality today about Gucci and Prada, and not just Gucci and Prada. You understand what I'm saying? That's small time. That's small time. We talking about evolution and eugenics where they get the basis to do what they do. But you ain't talking about what's being taught to your babies up there at the public school system. Many of you Negroes is out at the university getting. We talk about the new age eugenics movement, the evolution movement, the 3/5 of a man movement that's still in effect right now today. We got to talk about that because that speaks to the reality of where we at and why we in the predicament we in today. Motherfuckers don't want to deal with that. They want to do the commercialized shit. Get up there and talk about shit that don't even matter. Let me get this shit up here. Because if you was about black power, you wouldn't be boycotting Gucci and Prada. You would be boycotting everything that ain't uplifting the black community. It ain't even considered a goddamn boycott. You understand what I'm saying? Because we doing black power. That ain't got nothing to do because we ain't, there's no need to be boycotting some shit you shouldn't even be affiliating yourself with at this late date with no goddamn money. As far as wealth in the black community, you ain't got no goddamn wealth. So why would you be boycotting some shit like Gucci and Prada? That shit should be the furthest shit from your mind. That just show you where you at. Most of you niggas don't even wear no Gucci, no goddamn way. Or no goddamn Prada. Talking about some Gucci and some goddamn Prada. No motherfucking, y'all niggas wearing Poochie. You ain't wearing no Gucci. Let me get this shit on here. Talking about some Gucci. No, goddamn well you ain't wearing no Gucci. Nigga out there wearing Poochie. Nigga going down to the goddamn Chinese swap meet, getting Poochie. And then getting mad, because, a white company do you like they been doing you. They tired of you Negroes. They don't want you buying their stuff. So they're gonna put a black face sweater up there. I didn't do it because I know when evolution and when eugenics and evolution, and I'm gonna be hard body with this today. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta be. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we don't look to the deeper meaning. You understand? We surface Negroes. That's what we is. We deal with the surface. We don't go up under that shit and deal with the racism, the drenched racism, bloody drenched racism that was feeding that right there. That's nothing. Get up under the surface. Deal with that blood drenched soil of racism that everything in this goddamn society is, you plant your seeds down in this shit. And then this is what you get. And then you mad at a motherfucker for showing their own hand. I don't get mad at no motherfucking body to tell me exactly how they feel. They telling you exactly how they feel. You should thank Gucci and Prada. You understand what I'm saying? Some people just come out and let you know exactly how they feel. And do you understand what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. And that give me an opportunity to come out here and expose all you motherfuckers. And then ask my people, why haven't, because this is the reality of the majority of all these companies out here. Okay? Caucasoid companies, Asian companies, this, that, and the third. They could care less about the black community, okay? Under no circumstances do they put any, and don't have to. You understand what I'm saying? I hate when people say, oh, they don't put nothing back in the motherfucking community. So motherfucking what? You understand? You should be putting what you gave them into the community in the first place. They shouldn't have to put nothing in the motherfucking community. That shit you giving them, you should put in the goddamn community in the first place instead of giving them all your money and expect them to put a couple crumbs back in your goddamn hand. That don't even make no sense. That don't even make no sense. Okay? So we dealing with what we call the new age eugenics. Now, what is eugenics? You know, eugenics come about of evolution. And people say, what? Nigga, we talking about sweaters and shit. This motherfucker over here talking about evolution. But see, this is where you don't understand. This is where the basis of all that come from. Come from evolution. Okay? Where old Charles Darwin, crazy kooky cracker, come up with this crazy ass theory, and they needed it. It ain't just that they needed it. You understand what I'm saying? You know, nowhere in history, in African people's history, where we didn't have a divine origin of how we got here. And see, the thing is, we understand we the chose. We got to understand that. I'm gonna walk y'all down this road now, that we the chose. Okay, in the universal scheme of things. You understand what I'm saying? That we the natural man and woman for the planet. You understand, with that melanin and that pineal connected to the universe, showing the divinity. And those who don't have that same connection, see, they don't have no stake in a divine creation. Why? Because they not connected to the creator. Okay? They're not connected to the creator. I want to talk to y'all. You see, if you don't have a pineal gland, you disconnected. And you know you're disconnected because things are starting to happen to your ass, such as your skin and shit. Get the burning and shit, this, that, and the third. That's a reality. See, that's prime evidence of being disconnected from the creator. I have to say that. Okay? And so when people don't have any stake at a divine creation, you understand what I'm saying? They try to build something outside of that. You see what I'm saying? And so the evolution, the Big Bang Theory, which I done showed in the lecture me and Pharaoh just did Sunday, is where they despiritualize the African concept of Geb and Newt, where you see the cosmic mother with all the cosmos in her body, the stars and the galaxies inside of the black goddess Newt. And then you see Geb symbolizing the earth, and he's standing erect. You see what I'm saying? So this is the universal creation. So the Big Bang that they was talking about was the spirit, the cosmic orgasm of Geb and Newt. Okay? So that was the bang right there. That was the bang. See, they don't want to talk about that. You understand what I'm saying? That was the bang. You understand? Because when we ask, we asking serious questions today because they got us coming out of nothing. And I say, you know what? That's impossible because consciousness, what? Breeds consciousness. Okay? You see us today with the mind that we possess. You know why we possess? Because we come out of consciousness. Okay? If you take a baby, say you got 100 ignorant niggas. Okay? You got 100 ignorant niggas in a room. And you keep them in the room. And you take a child and you put them in that room with them ignorant niggas and come back in 18 years, you gonna have 101 ignorant niggas. Because you know what? Ignorance breeds ignorance. Okay? That's reality. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at the universe, you see order. You see order in the universe. Order come by way of consciousness. You ain't gonna get no order without no consciousness. You see what I'm saying? You got, you got the sun setting, and rising on a 24-hour cycle. Okay. Now let me tell y'all something. See, this is how they despiritualize creation, and this is what they're doing. And what happens is the scientist is now becoming God because they giving him all this ability to lie and I mean tell, give information that no human being would ever know. Now let me tell y'all something. Creation, you understand? Creation and evolution, whether it's divine creation or whether it's the Big Bang, all of that is a theory. Okay, but we as African people, we're gonna be spiritual with our theory because nobody, let me tell y'all something, nobody ever seen this world when it was not here. Can I say that again? Nobody ever seen this world when it was not here. So, nobody know, number one, if it was ever created. Because the reality is when you talking about laws of the law of opposite, if you consider creation, hear me out, you got to also consider that this world may have always been here. Okay? Nobody takes that into consideration. Because the reality is, number one, nobody ever seen this world when it was not here. Okay? And so everything that we always long to know, how did it get here? And so every concept, in essence, is a theory, but some are harmonious to creation. You understand what I'm saying? Some of us don't, we see certain laws in nature and we assume that, when we look at how we get here, we assume that creation somehow, was similar to how we got here. So when we say the black hole, the sun came through the black hole, okay? Nobody ever seen the sun come through the black hole. But we looking at our ancestors, and this is what they can see. And these was the greatest minds, the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, was the greatest minds that ever walked this planet, closer to the beginning, if there was a beginning. You understand what I'm saying? No, if you was here before the motherfucker was created, where was you at? What was you standing on? Who gave birth to you? So it was nobody who ever had firsthand experience on, seeing creation happen right before they eyes. So it's a theory. So I don't want nobody to say science is infallible. That's bullshit. Some science, European science, is no more a mechanism to lie and hold power over people than any other aspect of their reality. Science, European science is to, structure science where they can control the planet, control creation, dictate how it got here. Big Bang. Well, motherfucker, where the bang come from? You see what I'm saying? Because when you're talking about a bang, you're talking about a chemical reaction, or you talking about two things colliding to bring about a bang. So which means there had to be something here before the goddamn bang. So where did the bang? Motherfucker, just like I said, if you in your house, right? And you supposed to be the only motherfucker in the house, and you hear something go bang downstairs, you like, what the fuck is that? You ain't gonna be like, oh, out of nowhere, it's a goddamn, it ain't supposed to be no bangs in this motherfucker. I'm the only one in here. You understand what I'm saying? So if I hear banging downstairs and I'm the only motherfucker in the house, I'm getting the heat. Get the strap, nigga. It's time to go down here with the strap. You know what I'm saying? It ain't supposed to be no bangs. So, just having a bang, that's when we didn't understand that they was actually despiritualizing many aspects of our ancestors' teaching. That's Newt and that's Gail. You understand, when they came together, and you understand, had that cosmic orgasm. That's the Big Bang. And it must have been a beautiful goddamn bang. I must say that. It must have been a beautiful, beautiful bang. But see, understanding that, this evolution thing, which is going to lead to eugenics, is a theory that nobody can goddamn prove. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody can prove what it was. And so our ancestors, through, going around and, having more of a command on the elements, you understand, studying the elements of creation far longer than anybody, they conceived the best, harmonious theory that could be created. And you understand, and made it where masculine and feminine is there, right there in equal, in equal balance. You got the masculine and the feminine is right there. And so evolution for the European is by chance. Okay, it's just bang, and by chance, creation came into being. The elements came into being. You see what I'm saying? And this earth by chance just came into being. And they say that in the early part of this, creation, it was some type of soup, some primordial soup of all type of chemicals and shit. And I look at the pictures of this shit, how the earth was, and and there's all type of volcanoes coming up out the ground and all type of chemicals. And I say, motherfucker, how in the fuck, if a nigga drink this shit, he would die. Okay, they got all this chemical primordial soup. If a motherfucker drink it, he would die. How the hell is life gonna come up out of that? You see what I'm saying? And they show you, just before we even get to the creation of how we came to be, they saying that little small single cell organism. And now I don't know how this primordial soup got clean. If goddamn the shit that's up at Flint will give people's all type of cancer and shit, just drinking the goddamn water. What the fuck would you get drinking this shit, this primordial soup, and you got life coming up out of it? And so they say that life started in the water, right? And that some goddamn fishes and shit, started to climb out the motherfucking, the water and shit. And, the fins and shit started to change into legs and shit. See what I'm saying? Now, you're doing the impossible, because I done seen many a beach whale. I done seen fishes. Nigga, when we go fishing, you could throw a motherfucker and you pull that fish in and you drop that motherfucker on the ground, that bitch gonna die. I don't give a fuck. So I cannot conceive something coming out the goddamn water and then coming on land, and then the motherfucker gonna live long enough to evolve into a whole nother goddamn species. Okay, this is what we talking about. This is how we gonna get to the sweater shit, though. You understand? Niggas don't understand all of this shit is in alignment. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to go through the process to see what the fuck they talk, because it's all, just to get the ability to do what they doing to us. They don't have no stake in a spiritual origin. They don't. You understand what I'm saying? It's over for them in that aspect. So they have to come with a despiritualized theory. You understand that life just happened by chance, bam, and goddamn it, motherfucker. And I don't understand how consciousness just come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was able to create us and we conscious, then it had to be conscious. Okay, I look at the clock on the wall, and motherfuckers, these old scientists, motherfuckers. If you look at a clock on the wall, most people will say that's a scientific invention. Okay, that's a scientific invention. And we know that in science or any art or any discipline, it takes consciousness to create that scientific invention that we call the clock. Yet the clock is synchronized with the cosmos, with the sun and the moon, the 24-hour cycle. Yet we say the clock is a scientific invention, but the cosmos happened by chance. It happened by chance. So if the clock being a scientific invention is synchronized to the cosmos, and this clock took intelligence, what would it take to create this universe? Wouldn't it also take intelligence? So and then you look at the orders, the different orders of the universe, the feminine and the masculine. You understand what I'm saying? Which, we see that, that's a natural law that you can, unless you're going to be unnatural and cook babies in micro, in Miracle Whip jars and shit, this, that, and the third, which is unrealistic. So in reality, it takes a man see, that's a natural law. You understand what I'm saying? That we cannot get out of. That takes consciousness. There's rules to this shit. So if it came, bam, out of nothing, and by chance, where did it order? Where did the laws and rules come from? You understand what I'm saying? How can chance just, and so if evolution, now what is evolution? That we're evolving. You understand what I'm saying? And everything on the planet is coming up out of damn near the water, the dog, and and we all connected. Somehow we all motherfucking connected. That the fucking platypus is becoming the dog, the horse, and all, and we is in this crazy fucking evolution of coming out of species that goddamn well that like produce like. Human beings produce human beings. Dogs produce dogs. Horses, we have never seen no other kind of shit happen like that, where a species can create something out of its own species. So we got to understand that science is also predicated on what people believe about themselves even before they start the scientific experiments. You understand what I'm saying? And we got to understand that science has been caught lying many motherfucking times. You know what I'm saying? They done been busted. And these goddamn scientific theories have been taught to people for 50 and 60 years before they was exposed. Just like the Dead Sea Scrolls. They talking about 5 of the Dead Sea Scrolls have been found to be fake. It's all of them fake. The fuck you mean 5 of them was found fake? All them motherfuckers is fake. You see what I'm saying? And then even brought up the Piltdown Man, which was a fossil that they found in Europe. And the motherfucker who created the motherfucker took half of an orangutan head and pieced it together with a human head and shit. And they said that this was the oldest fossil ever found on the planet for a long time. It was 40 years before, another British scientist came along and said, this shit fake. And they taught this shit in the schoolroom for 40 years and it was fake. So we got to understand that science is somebody's belief. And people establish theories based on their preconceptions of what they already think about creation. And so as we evolve and out of species, that nigga, I guess that's why people be into bestiality and shit like that, on that sickness. It's no different than that. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody has established the rules of evolution. Nobody. We talking about laws of nature. We know the rules of, 12 hours the sun is above. And, we know 12 hours the moon come out. And we understand the cycles of the seasons, where it's winter, it's summer. And you can go around year after year, and it's like a cosmic clock. It's on a cosmic sequence that rarely falls out of order. Yeah, it might be a little longer winter, might be a little longer summer, but the seasons are, that's a natural cosmic law, and we know it's set. So when you're talking about evolution being a cosmic law, the question, what are the rules of evolution? You see what I'm saying? Which direction? And so many people say that, all the species are evolving to a perfect state almost. And so, as it evolves, listen to me, where you got the most evolved of the species, and you got the less evolved of the species. The less evolved eventually is gonna die out. Okay, it's eventually gonna die out. And the more perfect stage of the species is what continues to evolve. And so when we talking about the so-called human species, see, in this evolution shit, they got black people close to the monkey. See, that's what they're not saying. And I can show you some things and show you some of the science that they're using to create this. This is where they get the 3/5 of a man. See, now whether they took the shit out the Constitution does not matter. They are teaching when they teach evolution, they are teaching 3/5 of a man on the college campus. Okay, that's where they teaching it at. So if they was gonna take it out the goddamn Constitution and everywhere else, why they didn't take it out the classroom? Because that's exactly what evolution is. Okay, and so every time, and I'm gonna show y'all some things. You see what I'm saying? So now Charles Darwin is creating this falsified information because, again, when you're talking about laws in nature, one of the laws of nature is the laws of opposite. Where there's left, there's right. Where there's up, there's down. You see what I'm saying? So if you can speak of evolution, you can speak of de-evolution. So my question is, are we evolving or are we de-evolving? Okay, that's the goddamn question. You know, as they say, okay, the species is coming out of a primordial species that's closer to the monkey, and as it's developing over millions of years, the species is becoming more advanced and more advanced. But I asked the question, was creation or perfect from the very beginning and from the stage of perfection? It has gone in a stage of de-evolution, and that the African is the premier and the pinnacle of the human species. I don't want how to explain this. You understand what I'm saying? That we're the pinnacle, that we're the perfect creation, and everything from that point has been a de-evolution. You understand? We're not evolving. We're de-evolving. You see what I'm saying? Because we have to ask the question, if this is a sun-centered galaxy, you know what I'm saying? How could the more perfect of the species evolve into a state of not having a pineal gland to produce melanin? That's a question that got to be asked. That don't seem to me as you're evolving towards perfection. You're not evolving towards perfection. You see what I'm saying? You're de-evolving. You understand? Then you look at all the, you're talking about that, many of these races right now is at a negative birth rate. Okay, it's at a negative birth rate. So when you're talking about evolution and you say evolution is a cosmic law where every species is steadily developing towards perfection, you understand, coming out of an earlier unperfected state. And so when they talk about black people, they don't, and I'm going to show y'all, I'm just warming y'all up, and I'm going to hit some key shit, and then I'm going to be out because I want to drop this on y'all so y'all can understand what is happening. They be putting that shit right in front. Every time you open up that science book, they putting that shit there, right there in your face. You understand what I'm saying? They don't even, when they show you, and when I bring this shit up, you're going to fall out laughing. They'll show you they'll show you about 6 or 7 stages. You understand? They'll show you the monkey, then he's getting a little more human-like, a little more human-like, a little more, until they get all the way to the white man. Now, the key thing is, they never show you the modern African. They just show you all stages of monkey types that's dark skin and this, that, and the third, and whoop-de-whoop. And I say, damn, why don't they ever show, even though it's not true, why they don't ever show the modern African before you get to the modern white man? You know why? Because they consider you one of the monkey types. See, they not showing y'all that. And so when I bring it out, they got enough nerve to flag people and talk about people being racist. And this is some of the most overt racist shit that I've ever seen in my life. And the fact is, people have never called these people on it. That's why they're able to get away with this shit all the time. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to even show you even the same shit that they doing. The missing link, what they call the missing link. What is the missing link? You saying that we evolved from monkeys, right? And you talking about these different types, have been on the planet for millions and millions and millions and millions. So you would have different stages of, where you see man got smooth skin, right? And so, it probably would be as we evolve. And what evolved first? Did the motherfucker monkey feet? And you'll have some types that got monkey legs and monkey feet that got human hands, got human arms. You got some that got smooth skin, still got monkey ears, got monkey hair. See, these is the different types that would have had to been on the planet, leading up to the modern man. So these are the missing link. And even Charles Darwin and himself said that was going to be one of the major hits at his theory, that there are no missing links. There is no missing. You don't find no motherfucker have, you do, but I don't want to get into that right now. You had to get off into you had to go to the lecture for that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I came that hard body, you understand, you already know what's going to happen. You see, that's why I speak to the DL. So they didn't have the missing links. And so what's happening today with what they call forensic facial reconstruction, the same shit. If you didn't watch me when I dealt with King Tut, I dealt with Nefertiti, how they reconstructed her face and reconstructed King Tut's face, and it's rules to how you can use that. So, and it's not a science. If you look it up, a lot of people say that forensic facial reconstruction, or where you take a skull and you put, your own representation of what that skull could be. A lot of people consider that to be artistry, because a lot of what it looked like come from the mind of the individual that's reconstructing it. Because number one, I'm gonna go, you cannot, dictate what color it is. You can't dictate the fatty tissue on the face, meaning you can't tell whether they fat or skinny. You cannot dictate what kind of lips they got. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that's soft tissue. You understand? You can't tell what color eyes they got. You can't even tell what kind of hair they got. So when you see how, and then they put this shit in front of the world saying, this is how King Tut look, and this is how Nefertiti look. And the crazy shit about that shit, and I laugh. I say, y'all so sad. Y'all sad as hell. Because, at least with some of this other shit, you got a skull you're working with. You understand? Even though you're lying like hell when you recreate what it looked like. Nefertiti, you could go look that up. They never even found a skull of Nefertiti. You understand what I'm saying? They never found the body of Akhenaten or Nefertiti. So I'm thinking to myself, with some of them mummies, and we don't necessarily know if that's the mummy who they say it is or not. We didn't bring it up out the tomb, but at least with some of them other mummies, and you can see that they mess with that, the noses and whatnot. You understand? But at least they got a skull that they working with. You ain't even have Nefertiti's skull. And see, people didn't even understand what that meant. What the fuck was y'all using when y'all recreated the face? You know what I'm saying? You got to have a skull or something. You know what I'm saying? And so they didn't even have a skull for Nefertiti. And so you got to understand what they're doing is their own agenda and narrative. It don't have nothing to do with science. And I'm going to show you that. Now, eugenics, what we talking about with evolution supposedly developing from an imperfect stage to a perfect stage. And as it's moving to the imperfect stages, die out. And you know what I'm saying? And so the modern representation is what's here today. You see what I'm saying? And so what eugenics is saying is this. You understand? We're gonna put an agenda to help nature. You understand what I'm saying? If they can say that the black race is imperfect stages closest to the monkey, then we holding them back. That why and this is what the fuck they saying. We holding by them, by us being in the society, partially of a low stage. They use terms such as feeble-minded. You understand what I'm saying? I got the shit out of their mouth. saying we cannot exist in society without the help of European people. If it was left up to us, we would, you know what I'm saying? We would be savage, this, that, and the third. And so they saying that, you know, as long as we are part of the society, we holding them back. And even though evolution is still, you know, moving forward, you know what I'm saying? We're going to help evolution. We're going to put in a systematic, you know, plan to move the imperfect stages of evolution, which is us, out of here and lead them here. And this is what Hitler and shit, they adopted this same plan from these eugenics right here in America. And it's documented that they used that not just on the Jews, but it was blacks over in Germany that they sterilized, because they say we cannot let an imperfect state breed and shit, this, that, and the third. And so eugenics is a systematic plan for humanity to get rid of certain aspects of humanity that they deem unfit to be on the planet. So that's what eugenics is. And so, and when you understand that, see, when we talk about even the things that, you know, being locked up, see, that was another code word that they used, not just feeble-minded, that we had a propensity to be criminals. You understand what I'm saying? So if they pushing this eugenics and this evolution, they got a scientific basis for locking our ass up, because they can say we feeble-minded, we on the low stage of evolution, and that it's in our nature and propensity to be criminals. So they can lock us up and they can justify it. But this is what's critical, y'all. This is what's critical. When it get to a point, and then I'm gonna shoot some photos out here so y'all can see. Yeah, and Planned Parenthood is one of them stages. That's right. Which, you know, Sanger took the eugenics from Francis Galton. Now, Francis Galton was Charles Darwin's cousin. He took the evolution and he crafted eugenics, okay, which is a human, you know, program to do what nature. It might take nature fucking, you know, thousands of years to, you know, to get rid of the imperfect stages. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to wait on nature. We want to get these niggas up out of here now. You understand what I'm saying? And Planned Parenthood was one of them. You understand what I'm saying? Just shooting a nigga down in the goddamn street is another one, because you done been deemed criminal. And so, yeah, Mary, and it's like they handing the baton off to each other. So Darwin handed it off to Francis Galton, and Galton handed it off to Margaret Sanger. Okay, and so as racist as she was, you understand what I'm saying? And what she talked about, you know, about black people. We got to understand this. So when you see Prada up there, you understand what I'm saying? Putting that on, you know, the black face, red lips, and Gucci, and a whole lot of other people. You understand what I'm saying? The reality is, this is an inbred, you understand what I'm saying, a belief system of the white supremacist hierarchy, and, you know, the organized white supremacists, or in order for them to stay in power, that they must practice. You see what I'm saying? But what's so dangerous is that they could get to a point where they can say, we've done all we could do with these people, and it's nothing more that we could do, and slate our people for extermination. That's a reality. And that's what Hitler, he took that same, and these eugenic crazy motherfuckers, but I don't know whether it was after or before, you understand, they was giving praise to Hitler as he, you know, he wrote about how he's about to institute this program, you know what I'm saying, of racial cleansing. These motherfuckers over here that was running Planned Parenthood, the top cats, you understand, they praising the man. You understand what I'm saying? So that show you it's a lot of people that still think that way. You understand what I'm saying? Still think that. So the Sambos and shit, and even when they talking about the white man's burden. When they came to Africa, see, they dictated not only science, they dictating your history. And when I show you the graph, and I'm gonna show you that real soon, and they're going, when you see eugenics, you'll see a tree, and you see eugenics, and you see all the different sciences that are rooted in that tree of eugenics. You see what I'm saying? And history is one of them. So if they could dictate that when they came to Africa and they saw black people in a savage state, you understand, and they brought you here and gave you a job at McDonald's, nigga, you should be happy. You ain't got no win in that. You ain't got no win in that. No way, no how. You understand what I'm saying? So he's dictating the history and he's dictating the science, and he using them all in combination to bring about the reality of black extermination. They justifying it historically. They justifying it unscientific. Okay. Now let me shoot y'all some quick information so y'all can see this. So y'all can see this now. And I ain't gonna be too long, because you can't get this whole lecture at all. Because this ain't for the, that's why y'all got to come on them live streams. You know what I'm saying? Because they wouldn't be able to take this shit if I came like I normally come. They wouldn't be able to take it. See what I'm saying? They wouldn't even be able to take it. And that's real fucking talk. They wouldn't even be able to take that shit. Okay, let me give y'all some of this so y'all can see. I'm giving y'all artillery for the mind. And after I give you this shit, go and use it. Go do the research. Don't just, you know what I'm saying? Go do the motherfucking research. You understand what I'm saying? When we get ready to do them live streams and shit, man, y'all need to be in the house, because that's when we becoming high powered. You understand what I'm saying? That's private. And then we could come and give you the raw information, and that's where you come get that. You understand what I'm saying? So don't take that lightly when I say that. Now let me share this so I can get y'all this information. Get y'all woke up today, and then let you go and get on up out of there. You understand? Get on up out of your job. Now, we quickly, you see, looking at Charles Darwin, Francis Galton, that's his cousin. Charles Darwin is responsible for evolution. You got Francis Galton, who's responsible for eugenics, and you got Margaret Sanger that took the eugenic platform of, Francis Galton and put it into action with Planned Parenthood. Now, when you look at this, you're looking at eugenics. It says eugenics is the self-direction of human evolution. So evolution is the natural direction of human evolution or de-evolution. However, I choose to look at it as de-evolution. Charles Darwin says nature will, over a course of time, get rid of the imperfect stages. But Francis Galton say we can't wait. We can't wait on that. We have to put in place a self-direction of human evolution. And as you see, genetics, you see, is a part of that. So when you niggas going down there and get your testing and shit to see where you come from, that's a part of that. I'm showing you this. Anthropology, showing you that that's also a part of eugenics, okay? Where they finding racial, imperfections in other people and giving a scientific means by exterminating these people. Okay, genealogy, sociology, religion. See that? Psychiatry, surgery. You're going down there to the hospital, getting all these people cutting on you, and you wonder why your people's going there and they never come out. Medicine. You understand? Chemically designed drugs and shit. You understand what I'm saying? That they have black people putting in their body and mind. The education is down there. You're law. So when you already got a preset scientific understanding that black people are feeble-minded and they have a propensity for criminality and this, that, and the third. And so they could justify locking so many of our people up. You see what I'm saying? Biology and all of this is a part of that. Okay, geology, archaeology, as we understand that many Egyptologists such as Flinders Petrie was eugenics. Okay, nobody even talking about that. I say, well, goddamn, man, somebody got to say something. You niggas can't just dive into some shit face first and don't do no goddamn. You thinking you diving in a pool of clear water and you diving in a lake of shit. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody got to wake your ass up. Now, let's look at forcenic facial reconstruction, because what they was trying to do, they couldn't prove the evolution. Because one of the major things is that we understand that light produces light, but you saying you got all these different, stages of evolution from the monkey to the man, then there should be a lot of, what they call transitional fossils, where, you got some, like I said, that half human, half monkey, and, some got, soft skin with monkey feet. You got monkey feet with human hands. You understand what I'm saying? What forearm did your calf evolve before your goddamn forearm? Or you got human eyes and you got monkey lips. Say you got human ears, you got a monkey nose. You understand what I'm saying? These would have been the different transitional fossils that would have existed between the monkey and the modern man. And so they didn't have the missing links. They didn't have the missing links. You had a platypus with a goddamn monkey body. You know what I'm saying? A platypus head with a monkey body. These are transitional stages in between that hypocrisy. Okay, so now you got a forcenic reconstructionist right here, Elizabeth Dane, and she is responsible for the fake Nefertiti and the King Tut that came about maybe 8 years before she made the fake Nefertiti. So she responsible for a lot of this shit out here. And she's also creating, see, because they didn't find the missing links, what they doing through forcenic, manipulation and falsification of an art that cannot do what they say is doing. They are creating through this, these molds and shit. The missing links where they looking more monkey, and then you got one that looking a little more human, and then you got another one looking a little more human but still got monkey trait. So they crafty. They manipulating the so-called art form of forcenic reconstruction to produce these missing links. And you don't understand that they don't exist, but because they got a narrative, which is eugenics. They got a narrative, which is evolution. They're going to make it reality unless some African scientists step up and call them on the shit that they're doing. And so I don't understand how motherfuckers, it can go and look at Prada and all that shit, and you mad because they putting on black. You even got the goddamn, what was that, the governor, or what was that, Virginia? And motherfucker putting on, and even the goddamn Secretary of State, I think that was Virginia, where they putting on blackface and shit, this, that. But see, that's what fuels that. You got to understand evolution and eugenics and motherfucking 3/5 of a man. All of that is the same. And so they going to play with you. Oh, we're going to take this out, the Constitution. Motherfucker, this is motherfucking the main curriculum throughout European curriculums on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Where they teaching this shit. Like I said, they didn't have a state in a spiritual origin. And because they disconnected from the creator, they had to come up with a despiritualized theory, you understand, which places the scientist in the place of God. The scientist is not becoming God. And any motherfucking thing that science say, niggas take that shit as being damn near the words of God. Okay, so now we're looking at facial reconstruction. This is from the Smithsonian. Now, what's key was that they put some rules to the game in there that, I'm going to look it up. I say, well, let me see what the rules of this so-called science is. And they listen what the Smithsonian say about facial reconstruction. It says the finished product, listen to me now, only approximate actual appearance because the cranium does not reflect soft tissue details. Eye, hair, skin color, facial hair, the shape of the lips, or how much fat tissue covers the bone. Okay, you can't tell if a motherfucker skinny, fat, you understand what I'm saying? Over a course of time, you can tell an African skull from a European skull, but you cannot tell what color eyes they got. You can't tell what kind of hair on their head, okay? You can't tell what the skin color is, okay? You can't tell what shape of the lips they got, whether they thin or thick, and you can't tell how much fat tissue covers the bone. Yet, a facial reconstruction can put a name on an unidentified body in a modern forensic case or in an archaeological investigation, a face on history. So right there, once you understand that, when that woman, and you got this Nefertiti here, and she living in one of the hottest goddamn countries on the goddamn planet, how the hell did that woman live in Egypt for damn near all her life and remain that damn pale? That don't make no goddamn sense. You understand what I'm saying? So you already know that was her own preconceived, where she was going before she even got started. You know what I'm saying? She already knew she was going to make the Nefertiti look like a European, even before she got started. Okay? And the thing is, it says that a cranium does not reflect soft tissue details. She didn't even have a cranium for Nefertiti. They never found Akhenaten or Nefertiti, so she just created some shit. Okay? She just created some shit. Okay? Let me keep it moving. Now, this is another, just to show you, and then I'm going to move that these same people is now creating missing links, and they being put all in motherfucker. They taking craniums of monkeys and making them look half African. You understand? They're filling in the gaps that they do not have, which is the missing links, just like I showed you. And they making these fucking skulls look African. I say, what the fuck? Man, somebody better wake my people up quick, fast, in a hurry. These niggas out here talking science, but nobody out here is putting down these facts like the general. I don't even know. This shit is critical. You can't even be teaching out here at this point in time, and you're not exposing shit like this. This shit is critical. This shit is critical because this information can sink whole motherfucking areas of this white supremacist system if people just knew the rules to the game. You niggas don't even know and so you sit up there from pre-K to 12th grade. Many niggas is out in the fucking university system right now looking at this shit, and they'll come out the universe and go and teach this shit to other people, and they don't even know what the fuck they teach. Now listen to this. This is from the author Jennifer Chase, and she's an international award-winning author and criminologist. Now look, this is what she say. There are limitations to the facial reconstruction by the artist and sculptor. See, she didn't say scientist. She said artist and sculptor. Okay? The hair color, you don't know the hair, facial hairstyle, and not just the hair color, the type of fucking hair. See what I'm saying? The type of hair. Facial expressions, you understand? Shape of lips, eye color, and how much fat on soft tissue areas are generalized guesses. Okay, listen to that. Did you hear and how much fat on soft tissue areas are generalized guesses? Okay, however, the complete reconstructions have been successful in many cases to help narrow down searches and assist in identification. And when they do that, they normally got a photo. They don't go, modern cases, they don't just start with nothing. You understand what I'm saying? They got some motherfuckers, you understand what I'm saying, that's missing, and they are, at least got a photo to go by, and you know what I'm saying? But you can, and, you know, in some instances, they can use in gassing based on the people in the area that a lot of people look this particular way, but that don't necessarily mean that's who the skull. It could be somebody from outside of the goddamn community. You can't be gassing like that, okay? So if you look to the right, you see they tried to reconstruct, but this is a modern reconstruction. You know, and they found the woman and they tried to reconstruct her and this, that, and the third. And it tell you right there, she had distinctive lips and they did not get the lips right. And a whole lot of other shit. They knew she was a European because some of her body was still there. You know what I'm saying? She was, you know, she was decomposing, but she wasn't, you know, it was still some areas of her body where they could tell they had something to work with. Now to the left, they showing you that they don't know what kind of hair a person could have. So they put up all type of hairstyles and shit, this, that, and the third. Okay? Now, look at this. Let me tell y'all something. You know, when you got a master sculptor, I'm gonna show you how they lie. And when I show you how they lie with King Tut and Nefertiti, you gonna see how they lie with these 8 types that they putting up there. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when you got a master artist, you know, a master artist gonna goddamn near draw you perfect. If you look at the European right there, he's drawing, he's a pretty good artist. And you know, the Caucasoid that he got to the left of him, you see, he looked like the draw. He looked like the drawing. The only, you know, the only thing better than a master artist is a photo. That's it. That's the only thing you're gonna get better. So when you're looking at this King Tut to the left, you got to understand that these were created by master sculptors and master artists at the time in which King Tut was living. And you're not gonna beat no master artist or no master sculptor looking directly at the damn individual. You're not gonna do that. So with their racism, they racist narrative that they already got laid out, they know that they was going in there to change the actual identity of them kings and queens. They knew what they was doing, okay? Because why would the damn skull that you create look totally different than all these representations that master sculptors and artists that were looking directly at him? Why the fuck would they mistake his skin color and all the shape of his head and all this shit? You understand what I'm saying? And so you got to understand the reality that these people will use any area. When you look at that tree of eugenics, they will use any area of human social existence to bring about this eugenics. Okay? Look at that. You're looking at King Tut. Now, the ancient artisans were looking directly at Tut when they created these statues and images. So when you look at the brother over there, he's drawing that sister. He's on point. He's damn near perfect. You understand what I'm saying? So you're not, when you got a master sculptor, a master artist that are, you know, perfected in their state, they not gonna be off like that. Like I said, the closest you're gonna get is a goddamn photo and some of them are getting so good at drawing. Man, listen here. They drawing so, they got one form of artistry where that shit's so human-like, you think it's a photo. It's a fucking drawing, man. And I'm gonna show you that. There's no way that you could produce a better representation of a person than a skilled artisan looking directly at the person. Again, showing the only thing that will probably be more accurate is a photo. Okay? Keep it moving. And you see here, he's drawn, and it looks just like little, you know, little what's the Mexican name? You know what I'm saying? Tonto. You understand what I'm saying? Look just like little Tonto. You understand what I'm saying? And so you see here again, and you see, and I keep going over and over, even there. Even though he got a sad look on his face, look like he didn't come, you know, got some bodies in the basement, look like some serial killer or something. He's on point with that. You know what I'm saying? Now we're looking at what they're using this same for scenic reconstruction to bring about the reality of evolution, even though they don't have evidence to put that flesh on them bones and make. You see how it go monkey, and then you see they crafting it to fill in the missing links. But understandably, as you watching it, watch it now, it'll come all the way to the modern white boy. You understand? He's the modern representation of the evolution. And as you see the monkeys is coming through, right? You never even see the modern African. You know why? Because you in the goddamn monkey. You back there and you see, even before it get to the modern Caucasian, you see the Neanderthal or the Cro-Magnon man, and then it get to the Caucasoid. So ask yourself, where are you at? Where are you at? You back in the stage of the monkey man, okay? Which means you're an imperfect state. And so eugenics is about removing the imperfect states off the stages off the goddamn planet so that modern man can continue to evolve without being, burdened by having to take care of feeble-minded, you understand, savage stages, you understand, which is only putting burden on the modern white society. That's what they saying. So they can create Planned Parenthood because there's no need to continue to keep having these feeble-minded, unable to take care of their own self, criminals, all of this. There's no need for them to continue to have these babies. So you create Planned Parenthood. And this is what they say. Okay, let me move through this so you can see. Now, the guy that's actually at the end right there, he's a facial reconstructionist. He's a forensic facial reconstructionist, just like Elizabeth Dang. And both of these people are created. Now, see here, you see the white man is shown as the modern man, while Africans are the lowest form of man closest to the ape. See, now you see, now I want y'all to look at something. Because this is what science is about. You understand? We about busting this shit down scientifically. Now, if you look at the first one is a monkey. And then you see the second one, he got that, you see the brow bridge right above the eyes, the forehead. Got that heavy brow bridge. And then the next one, see, they trying to make them look a little more human in each stage. See, that's the missing link shit that they do not have. And once we understand they can't put fatty tissue on the bone, make it look like shit. They cannot tell what color it is. They can't tell you what kind of nose. They can't tell you what kind of lip. They can't tell you what kind of hair. Once you understand that, you see these racist motherfuckers is creating this fucking eugenics evolution goddamn narrative, you understand, making it real, putting it in goddamn science, putting it in the university, putting it in the goddamn school system. Niggas worried about a fucking sweater and a fucking keychain that Gucci and Prada put out. You want to boycott this, and motherfucker, you sending the majority of African children to the school to be raped by this shit? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. You got to wake up today. Now, the question becomes, and then when you look at it, you see the first one is a monkey, right? And then you see the second one got the brow ridge, okay? Then the third one got less of a brow ridge. And then you get back to the European, and the brow bridge is back like the fucking second monkey. So if he's evolving into a better state, how did the fucking European go back to the high brow bridge? How did the fuck his bridge above his eye get back like the second goddamn monkey? If you evolving into a better goddamn state. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. If the third one should have been the best, and so the European forehead should have looked like the third one, just, continuing to evolve. But yet and still, he went back to the second monkey, okay? And like I said, you cannot put no soft tissue on no goddamn skull. So they had a preconceived narrative to make them with them skulls, them monkey skulls, because that's all they is monkeys, make them look African. Because the question is, if you got the first three dark skin, and how the hell you make them dark and shit, and this, that, and the third, when a monkey is light in the goddamn face. When you look at them chimpanzees and all that shit, they light in the goddamn face. You understand what I'm saying? When you shave them down, they're white. Okay, that's reality. Okay, why don't they show the modern African after the ape before the white man? They never, in none of them sequences, do they ever show a modern African, because they consider you to be the monkey. They're considering you to be the monkey. And this is the basis of 3/5 of a man. This is the basis of eugenics. This is the basis of evolution. And the shit y'all talking about, Gucci and Prada, don't mean a motherfucking thing, because this is being taught to our babies every day. And once you understand eugenics and the code words, and I'm going to go over that at the end, I'm not going to give a whole nother lecture, you understand, today. I'll break it down in sequences, but I will show you some of the stages. See right here, he creating, just like they created Tut. The artist brought Homo naledi, our newly found human ancestor, to life. Paleo artist John Guthrie on recreating an ancient species for the cover of National Geographic. Now look at this. Look at this. And I'm going to show you something now. Now you got this one to the left called Homo florensis. Homo florensis, okay, and then you got the one next to it, Homo habilis. Now they supposed to be in Africa, and they got straight hair, okay? I ask anybody, find me any straight hair African tribe in Africa, and I put a goddamn $1 million bounty out for somebody to locate that for me, and nobody's ever located a straight hair African in their damn life. So how is it that they got all these monkeys that's half human and this, that, with straight hair in Africa? And if the majority of Africans got woolly hair, okay, and that's the more modern stage of the ape, then the curly hair should have been a part of evolution. Okay, that should have been us evolving into the most perfect state. So if the white man came after the African, why did his hair go back straight? Man, y'all niggas better leave me the fuck alone, man. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's just like the brow ridge. Okay, you show the second goddamn monkey with a brow ridge, and then the next one got a lesser brow ridge, and then you get back to the European, he got more of a brow ridge than the third monkey. So how is it evolving to a perfect state if you're going back to imperfect stages? Man, I'm through with this shit. I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm sick of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Black people need to, now look at this shit. Now you got Homo habilis, you got this Homo florensis. Now you come over here, you got a different artist who created Homo florensis that look totally different than the one to the left. That's why they say this shit is an art form. It's not a science, because it's left up to the narrative and the mind of the sculptor and the artist to fill in all those blanks that they don't have. They don't have no answer for the blanks, the hair, the eyes, the lips, the color, they don't have. So they recreated based on a preconceived notion that they working on. So they know that they putting this racist ideology in front of our people, and they know they don't have no scientific basis for this shit whatsoever. Man, niggas out here talking about nothing. Niggas out here talking about fucking nothing. Wait a minute, now when you put the Homo florensis, was supposed to be in Africa, this shit look like a Dravidian over in goddamn India. Okay, look just like her, look like a goddamn grandmother. Okay, I'm just gonna be real. Okay, and you see him in here. All he had was a couple goddamn bones, and he's in here recreating all this shit to put in front of. Look at this. You understand what I'm saying? All these types that they showing to look African, and then when they get to the European, right? Even though them some wild looking motherfuckers, they make the the Neanderthal and the Cro-Magnon man look more modern. I ain't gonna say that look no more modern, but they don't have to show them in the ape type. Okay, even though I can still say that's an ape. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, so they don't have to. They don't, and that's the same Elizabeth Danes, and she the one created both of them. But anytime it get to the black man and black woman, they want to show us as monkeys. So if you mad at Prada, you mad at Gucci, you should be just as mad at all these motherfucking for cynic reconstructionists that niggas is calling scientists. You understand? That's teaching every black man and woman on the planet at this time through education, white supremacist education in the public school system, university system. This is what you get. Okay, and this is where you look on National Geographic, and I'm gonna end here. No, I'm gonna go down and show y'all a few what the Eugenics said to back this up, so you can see exactly what you up against, and you should come off of this video and do research. I don't want nobody to sensationalize this motherfucker. None of my video. My videos is for you to take, break it down, go do more research, and apply the motherfucking information to the reality of the community. Going out there teaching people. This is what's happening. This is why they doing this shit. And if we do not wake up, they gonna use the same fucking program in which they is using. Adolf Hitler used in Germany, they using right here today. That's why they can shoot our babies down and get away with it. They got a scientific justification to do this shit. Man, my people, ancestors, please wake my people up. Please. Okay? 3/5 of a man. Compromise. Okay? And you look at it where it says almost human. Okay? The 3/5 compromise was a compromise reached among state delegates during 1787 United States Constitutional Convention. And then so we marched on that. We talked, goddamn it, we fought for our rights and shit. And they took it out the Constitution. And you could go right on National Geographic and it says almost human. And you don't understand that scientifically, that's 3/5 of a man. They still teaching it. They ain't took shit out. They know how to, they know how to switch curriculums and hide it under the basis of science and shit. This, that, and the third, where they could get away with that shit. Okay? Now let me calm down so I can show y'all what these goddamn. And this is, you see, I could go over this. Wait, and this is what people, they mad at. But if they mad at this, then they should be goddamn, quadruple times, 1,000,000 times, even more upset at what they teaching our babies in these school systems. Now I want you to hear some shit, and I'm gonna move through it. I ain't gonna be long on this because it only takes 2, 3 of them to make the point. Listen to what Francis Galton said in 1873. Average Negroes possess too little intellect, self-reliance, and self-control to make it possible for them to sustain the burden of any respectable form of civilization without a large measure of external guidance and support. You can't do nothing without the white man. You ain't got enough intellect because you're close to the monkey. It says you can't even uphold a civilization, and that's why they wrote in all the history books that the only people that never created a civilization was the Negro. That was in many of the world history books. Okay, and so when you go to Charles Darwin, it says, they took the whole title off the book because he really played his hand on what it meant. It says the origin of species, this Charles Darwin, by means of natural selection, preservation of favorite races in the struggle for life. Preservation of favorite races in the struggle of life, which is the white race. And you see birth control. You understand? The birth control league was the Planned Parenthood. Okay, before it was Planned Parenthood, It was the birth control league. And then you see down there, birth control to create a race of thoroughbreds, okay? Too many Negroes are born yearly, advocate of birth control says, okay? So you talking about in early 1900s where they were already pushing for this, okay? Let me move through. Here you go, Margaret Sanger. We are paying for and even submitting to the dictates of an ever-increasing, unceasingly spawning class of human beings who never should have been born at all. That should never have been born at all. Okay? We paying for them. We the one responsible for them. We got to put in place a program to get rid of them. Okay, listen to what this one said. This is Madison Grant, one of the lead eugenicists of his time, that Adolf Hitler praised his book, said this was his Bible. Okay, showing you that we talk about Hitler and the Nazis, and they learned their motherfucking program from the eugenicists of the United States. Damn. And it's widely known. It's widely known. Okay, what does he say? The laws of nature, hear me out, require the obliteration of the unfit, and human life is valuable only when it is of use to the community or race. See, that unfit is another code word. See what I'm saying? They using code words. You understand what I'm saying? To get away from, saying African, so you can see the real basis of what they trying to do. So they use criminal, propensity for crime, unfit, feeble-minded, shit like that. This is what they use in place of just saying black. You see what I'm saying? So he said, unless you valuable to the white race, nigga, you don't even need to be here. It says the laws of nature require the obliteration. Now I don't know how more clear that can be. I don't know how more clear that can be. So when you see them shooting us down, when you see them locking us up, when you see them jumping on our women, jumping on the elderly, now you see the scientific basis of why they could do that. Okay, then. And I'm going to end with this. This is by Benjamin Hayes, Eugenicist of 1905. Listen to what he said. The black man has never been a competitor, but has always been subservient to the white race. And just so long as he remains subservient, his position is secure. And just so soon as he becomes a competitor, his fate is sealed. Did you hear that? As long as you a slave in this white man world, nigga, you tight. But as soon as you think you gonna compete for the number one spot and compete for the top spot, your fate is sealed. Do you understand that? This is the reality of eugenics. So now you see that the fucking sweater and the goddamn keychain don't mean shit. That's just, what you call what's the word I'm looking for? God damn, boy, I'll be moving so goddamn. It's a symptom. It's a symptom of the real disease that's running through the veins of this nation and through this planet. That's just a symptom. And it's a small symptom. A bigger symptom is the millions of our people behind bars in the criminal justice system. The bigger symptom is how many people of our peoples get shot down with no justice whatsoever. You see what I'm saying? So what you seeing with the sweater and the keychain, that's a small symptom, a small blimp on the radar of white supremacy that we shouldn't even be involved in that conversation. Because understanding, let me come out of that. Let me come on up out of that. And so I can end this. And so y'all can get, all this light. Let me get this light out of my face. Get this light out because it's messing me up. You see what I'm saying? So at this point in time where black people was just slated to have no wealth, this, that, and the third. Your mind shouldn't even be about boycotting no white corporation, because you should already be about total African control of every business, every aspect of the community. You should already be moving in that direction. You understand what I'm saying? You can, the term boycott meaning you still spending your money with these people, even though you know that what they're trying to do to you. And so if you still giving money to these people, knowing, and you ain't took that money and start investing in your own community and your own family and your own nation, then you're already confused anyway. To boycott, that terminology show you right there that you totally out of the game. You understand? We ain't boycotting, because boycott meaning we intend to spend money with you. We don't intend to spend no goddamn money with you. And so you understand that even that. Now remember that now. I'm going to write that down. It says when you start to become a competitor, your fate is sealed. And I think about Tulsa. I think about Tulsa. We was trying to become competitors. We had the most outstanding city in the whole world at that time per capita. You understand? Black people was doing wonder. It destroyed the racist ideology that we was feeble-minded. We was shooting that theory and shooting that motherfucker up. We doing good all over the country. We doing good. So they had to go in and destroy that to keep the motherfucking system intact. You understand? Anytime you see us performing out and doing greater than them, we destroying the myth. And so they have to come in and destroy our greatness, our success. So understand that, and when we become competitors, then our fate is sealed. So we understand it, that in reality, whatever we do, they got a plan for us. Whatever we do. And so we got to look it down, family. We got to look it down. Whatever it is, we got to be strong. And when we make our move, and when we make our move, we doing it in strength. We doing it, because it's the right thing. We can't be making no false steps. Every step we make got to be a critical motherfucking step towards success. And we got to always keep our eyes open, because we know that we got a system in place that's willing to do whatever it takes to stay in power. So it's not about boycotting. It's about black power. It's about keeping your resources and your wealth within your community to uplift your community out of a fucking canyon. You ain't in a hole, nigga. You in the canyon. You understand what I'm saying? Slated to have no wealth. Yet slated to have no wealth in a few years, and I don't even believe you got none right now. The only money we got is the money we make on a daily basis, but that shit is already, you got to give it away before we even get it. You see what I'm saying? Where is the money, the hundreds of thousands in the bank, the millions in the bank? Where's the industry? We've been over here longer than any other race and shit. Where's our major industry that would give our people jobs and mass jobs to our people? Because we've been over here working too long not to have that. So we don't have no major industry. We don't own no major corporation to provide jobs for our people. So the only fucking thing we have is degrees and debt and every motherfucking thing else. We don't have no inheritance for our babies. I'm sick of this shit. Man, listen, wake the fuck up, man. I don't even want to hear no more. Black power, I love you. Take this information. I got to go to work. I got to go dig up some more information. Expose. Wake up. Wake your motherfucking ass up right now. Wake up. Wake your motherfucking ass up. Tell the people. Ring the alarm, goddammit. Ring the alarm wherever you at, goddammit. Black people, ring the motherfucking alarm. Time to wake up. We at the point of no goddamn return. Wake up. It's time for us to reclaim our destiny. Ain't no better day to do it than the motherfucking day. This is the General Seti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.